Alright guys, before I do the review, I'm going to show you what's on this machine. If you haven't seen my other videos yet. But I got it's all stock suspension, stock tires still, which these tires, 1,300 miles on it, and these tires are still holding up pretty good. I do a lot of road riding. Half windshield, curved light bar, you know, the basic stuff. I do a lot of night riding in Michigan. I mounted my toggles right there. Easy to do. I thought it's a good spot. It's out of the way. I also put the back window on, which I'm going to explain why you need that. Just a rear light just for at night if you stop, park, or backing down hills or whatever. I have the Trinity Stage 5 exhaust on it, the Albatoon, and the Alba airbox spacer. So there you go. I'll show you what my machine. It's a little dirty right now. I was just out with it. And that's what she looks like, 17 WAGZ 1000R. Alright guys, it's time for my 1,000 mile review on this thing. I have actually got about 1,100 miles that I put on it. I bought it with around 220 or something like that. So now she's around 1,300, I believe, maybe a little under 14. So basically my thoughts on it. First off, nothing's broke. And if you've watched my other videos, you've seen I'm pretty hard on this thing. I do mostly Michigan trail riding, so a lot of sand, heavy moguls, a little bit of rocks in Michigan, not bad, a lot of hill climbs, and then a lot of county riding around here. So a lot of big ditches, a little bit of mud, nothing crazy. I don't like going a lot of big mud fan, it's just not my thing. And so other than that, nothing broke on it. Done my maintenance, 2 oil changes on the motor, 2 oil changes on the tranny, which is pretty easy to do. I mean, it's a little trickier than the other machines. Got to pull a few more things off, but it's no big deal. I've done my diffs too at around, I think 900 miles I did the diffs. The manual recommends you go longer, but I like changing my oils a lot sooner. I used fully synthetic AMSOIL and everything too, if you're wondering. So anyways, about that, and I explained to you in the first part of the video here what's on it, so you know what's on it. I highly recommend the Albatoon with the airbox spacer, and if you don't like the loud pipes, which the Trinity's pretty loud for riding around the county, the Alba makes a nice thing. I think it just bolts in the end of the stock exhaust, and it unrestricts it basically, and it's not crazy loud. I've heard them; they sound pretty good, which is probably what I should have got. But the Trinity still works good. I just put a quiet core. It's like an insert that goes in. It quiet it down quite a bit for riding around the county when I go up north and stuff. I open it because I can tell the difference by restricting the exhaust. So anyways, nothing's broke. And so far, I mean, 1,000 miles, I got off an RZR into one of these. I had the 1000S. Big difference in machines. One thing I found about the RZR, well, they break a lot, and you got belts and a clutch, which I mean, a rubber band, that's what's powering your whole machine, which is, I don't know if they're ever going to Can-Am and RZR, they need to catch up with the times. The Honda has no tranny, or if it's no belt in it, it's got a tranny. I went in for riding the Honda. It's a fun machine. The Yamaha, no belt drive. Something's got to happen with Can-Am and RZR. These belts it gets ridiculous when you're changing belts on trail, and the clutches are wearing out at 1,000 miles. And I mean, if you're just out there babying your belt-driven machine, sure, it's going to last you. But if you're out riding like me and my friends do, it ain't going to last you that long. Especially now that you get these turbos running 170, 190 horsepower. It's crazy. Just on a belt. So anyways, that's one of the reasons I switched to this. So it was a big adjustment. I mean, this is the 5-speed with the foot clutch, not the paddle shift. And I found I had to adjust the suspension on it for the Michigan trails and the moguls, especially the chatter bumps. And once I figured the adjustments out, this thing's amazing. I can go as fast as I want across the moguls. Super smooth on the chatter bumps. I actually switched up with a brand new RZR S Turbo 1000, and it rode rough on the chatter bumps compared to this thing. So 2 totally different worlds. I mean, you're talking 168 horse, and I think I'm around 120 in this stuff I got done, maybe 125. But for trail riding in Michigan, and which are basically all the snowmobile trails are open now, so they're pretty wide trails, some tight stuff. I love this thing in the trails compared to RZR. You can go as fast as you want, hooks like on rails, amazing handling in the trails. I'm super happy with it. Pretty much happy with everything about it. I wouldn't mind having the gear reduction. I would think just for ditch crossing, And some of the bush trails we have locally, not up north so much, but around here locally, they're kind of tight, rutted from four-wheelers and stuff. So I wouldn't mind the gear reduction, but I would say that you don't really need it. It would just be like it'd be an extra benefit, I guess, if you had it on it. I wouldn't go out of my way to change the training. I mean, if anything, when I get a newer one, the 19, next machine will be a 19 or newer YZ with the turbo. And then it's going to have it in it. So, I mean, but I wouldn't go out of my way to change it. I don't think it really needs it for my riding. So anyways, so my thoughts on it after 1,000 miles, highly recommend it. If you're not an aggressive rider and you like a really smooth, soft ride, I would stick with an RZR or a Can-Am. If you're an aggressive rider, and I would compare this almost like riding a dirt bike, I guess. The way it shifts, the way it revs. I got no speed limiter on it now, so mine runs over 90 mile an hour. I can go 90 mile an hour down a field with this thing. Not an issue with it. I mean, it's so much fun. Especially having the foot clutch. Climbs hills with ease. So yeah, highly recommend it if you're looking into a dependable machine. I mean, I got 1,300 miles. It's pretty much hard miles, all of it on it. Where my RZR was around, what I have on that, I think 1,400 miles. And belts going, I couldn't get the clutch figured out. Once the clutch wore out, I tried getting it all rebuilt and machined and everything, and it's just, I don't know, it was no good. And I wasn't about to spend another $1,500 on new clutches. And then the same thing happened another 1,500 miles. So I mean, I'm at 1,300 miles on this, and I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna have an issue. And I was talking to a guy in Michigan, had one, a black and red one. It was a 17. 6,000 miles on it. He changed, I think he said just a ball joint or something in the front end, one little part in the front end. Never touched his clutch, did all his maintenance like you're supposed to. And he rides this thing hard. I was watching all Michigan riding through the sand and the bumps. And he hasn't had an issue with it. 6,000 miles. Guys I know, some of my buddies are running 4,000 or 5,000 miles and not an issue with them. So I mean, if you're looking for something reliable, I would recommend Yamaha. Like, I normally would be getting a new machine by now because it's a 17, but I'm not. I mean, for one, it is pretty low miles still, but I mean, I could go out and afford to go get a new 2019 or 2020. My dealer, I just ran into him at the boat ramp, and our local Yamaha dealer, and he told me he's got a demo in, blah blah blah. I said, you'd probably love it. Yeah, I probably would. I mean, he's got the gear reduction, but as of right now, I'm happy with this machine. With the mods I got done to it, I have no complaints with it. Nothing. I shouldn't say nothing. The only complaint I have is first time out in the snow, I didn't have my back windshield on. And the snow basically just circles into the cab, and you can't even ride it in the snow, I found. It just filled my whole cab up, my goggles. I was like, it was crazy. So I came right back into my shop, and I just zip tied a big heavy plastic on it for the day because a bunch of us were going riding. And that worked. So then obviously right away when I got home that night, I went on Amazon, ordered up my new back window. And it solved everything. And then I was up in Michigan in the dust, no dust circling through the cabs. Actually, it works really good. And it helped with the wind, because I got the half windshield on the front, it helped with the wind not blowing through as much either. So if it's cold out, it was actually a lot nicer. Yeah, other than that, great machine. If you're a beginner rider, I would probably definitely not recommend the 5-speed with the foot clutch, but if you want the SS model, I mean, it's basically an automatic. You just got to shift it with your fingers. And it's got a gear indicator on it. I mean, it's pretty basic machine to drive. You get the SS, you're pretty much driving like a RZR basically. You just got paddle shifters on it, but no belt. You'll never see me back in another belt drive machine. Just from my experience, my friend's experience. Actually, a friend of mine right now has got his brand new RZR. I think it's got 400 miles on it. It's in the shop for a new crank because they didn't bolt the primary on properly. So we went up north with it. It came, whatever. Something happened to the crank. So now, who knows what kind of techs are working on it. I mean, a lot of dealers have pretty crappy techs in there. They don't pay them much. So now he's got a brand new machine that's going to have a motor all torn apart and put back together by someone that probably doesn't know what they're doing. So I'd be pretty impressed with that. So I've heard a lot of guys talk about if they even need Yamaha warranty, which I've never heard many people needing it. If they did, they don't really give you issues, from what I understand. Mine's obviously not under warranty anymore, it's a 17. But I can't see myself having any problems with this thing. If I do, I will 100% make a video of what the problem was. But as for now, no issues with it. Extremely happy with it. Highly recommend it. The one thing I might do is go up in tire size, but I'm not sure if I'm going to like that because of the gearing in it. I'll find out. So anyways, if you're watching this and you're wondering, well, should I buy a Yamaha? Is it reliable? So far, yeah. And I mean, the side-by-side blog guys actually have a video of Doug's YZ before he bought it all up. I think he's got a 3,000 mile review on it. And those guys are hard on their stuff. And I actually met them guys and went to their drag race. And his video is the same thing. He has no issues with it. And guys I know, like I said, there's people with no issues with these things. So highly recommended. And if you're a beginner rider, go with the paddle shift. But this, I find the 5-speed way more fun to drive. Way more fun. This thing's so much fun to drive. The driving experience is great at it. I've heard of some guys busting these roll cages up pretty easy. So I know my brother's working on making one for his right now. So I'm going to see how his turns out, and I might basically just copy it and do the same thing, make my own roll cage. I'll paint it up and everything. So yeah, if you guys haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. I mean, I'm gonna have lots of videos, all the people I ride with. We also have a Facebook page called 519 Crew. It's all the pictures and videos about everything we're doing, boating, going camping, all this other stuff. I got lots more coming up for trail riding. Snowmobile season's coming again. Hopefully we get more snow around here. I don't have to travel so far. I want to get out in the CR 250. I finally got it almost done. I just got to get the shock tidied up on it. And other than that, yeah. So thanks for watching the video. Comment if any of you other guys have YZs and you're watching this, and just tell me your experience with it. For comments for people to see. And yeah, so thanks for watching and subscribe.